Welcome everyone to our Thrive Not Survive series. Today we're talking about working smarter, not harder. So, this is a sentence that you might hear me say on one of the instructor courses, for example, because it usually is a sentence people would like to happen. Some people will call it wishful thinking. But not a lot of people are willing to actually say it because, especially, I think it's a bit of a cultural thing sometimes as well. I'm from Germany. If you would tell someone or my grandma that I would say that, she would be like, "You're crazy because you should be working because that's basically what we're made for." Yeah, so it's I think an attitude kind of way, but also I think believing that it can be possible. So I want to work the least possible amount and still achieve the most possible amount. So that is obviously the most possible amount is making as much money as you can while working the least possible amount of time. So I think this is something that you will need to think about. It just gives you a little bit of a little bit of a thinking sentence for you. Because not everyone can identify with it. Lots of people want it though. And the question is, how do you make it possible? And there are ways, and there's ways, especially in dog training as well, that this is actually not too far off. It's fairly easy to do actually, if you surround yourself with the right people as well. But here are just a few steps how you can work smarter, not harder. So minimizing your multitasking. I'm one of those people as well. I would like to do 500 things at the same time. And then I call it the shiny object thing that's happening, where it's like, oh, look at this. And, oh, look at that. When really it should be concentrating on one thing and one thing only, that should be done really in that moment. So what really helps me, I don't just set 3 achievable business goals. So I run 2 businesses, sometimes 2.5. And I set 3 achievable business goals from a list of things that I have to do as well per day, and also privately. I do this privately as well. Because otherwise, at the end of the day, you kind of feel like if you have a long to-do list, and you check maybe 3 things off, you don't really feel like you've done a lot when you look at it. However, I think it is what is on this list as well. The question is also, are you working in the business or are you working on the business? And I think that these achievable goals should also be set depending on your mindset and how you feel that day. I mean, sometimes we just have a really crappy day, and that's absolutely fine. But then try not to set your achievable goals, really hard. You should really have them achievable according to that day and how productive and effective you feel that day. Anything else that's ticked off of that list is a bonus. So if you can make it more, great. If not, absolutely fine. You can end the day feeling like you've achieved something and you've earned your glass of wine. Eat the frog. So start with the thing you want to do the least, then everything else is easier. This is something that I've struggled with as well, and I think a lot of people can identify with. When you have things that you might not be as good as. For example, my thing is accounting. When I used to have to do it, I was not very, how should I say, I was not very looking forward to it, doing all of that kind of stuff, because I wasn't very good at it, or I'm still not very good at it. This is why I think accountants are brilliant, as they can save you a lot of money, and they can see where you can save money and maybe do something different. And that is why I think doing that thing that you want to do the least, it also keeps you in a way from being able to do other things, because you keep thinking, oh, I have to do it, I'm going to do it today. And it's kind of like you're avoiding trying to go into the office because, or in your office room, whatever, wherever you do your office work. And it feels like maybe, no, I'll go for a walk. Oh, I'll train the dogs instead. When really you should be in the office doing that one thing, because that's really what keeps you from doing the office work, is because you want to avoid that one thing. Now, obviously office work is needed one way or another. And I think the more enjoyable we can make it, the better. So eat the frog and do start with the thing that you want to do the least. Find your most productive time. Now, work at times you feel productive and energized, and plan in work at those times. Now, with me, this has changed recently. I like to get up really early and get a lot of stuff done. I feel like I have more of the day, and I just, it makes me feel good, especially in summer now, when it's really, you know, it's light early in the day. And for me though, what happened is, and this is also because my partner, my boyfriend, is working in the nights as well. So for me then, it seems like the most productive time, because I can sit down, everything is done, the dogs are tired because they've been worked. I've achieved a lot that day already, and then I can sit down in peace and work. That just seems to work really well for me. For other people, they might want to do it differently. They might, get up early and get it all done and dusted with by 12 or 1 p.m. Or maybe you're just in for 2 hours a day because you're so time efficient, you planned your day so well. Maybe you don't even need to be in the office 5 days a week. Maybe you only need to be there 2 days of the week. That is entirely up to you, how efficient and how productive you work. And obviously you can train yourself to do that as well. But we're going to come to that in a minute again. Set up automations. So again, something that dog trainers seem to not very, or a lot of them, I was one of them too. I'm not very tech savvy. For when you look at other people's things that they can do, I mean, it's just insane, how much time you can save and all of that. But I was in awe when someone told me about automations and how it works, and someone showed me how to set it up and all of that. I was like, wow, this is so cool. It saved me so much time, and I thought I was time efficient already, having things already written down so you can just literally copy and paste. But no, this whole automation thing is going to save you so much time, and you're going to be so much more time efficient, and therefore time is money. If you think that this is what you should be doing, you're paying yourself a salary. Yeah, think about your hourly rate that you pay yourself. That means that for what you're doing in that time, that's essentially what the business is costing. Yeah, so because you are being paid by your business. So excuse me, time is money. So you need to make sure that you make the most of that time. And with booking systems, you can just get rid of that, usual day-to-day business, answering any kind of emails like, oh, when's your next puppy class? Or, oh, when is your next man training session? And how do I book? This should all be online on your website. Booking systems, I think there's different ones out there. Have a little look, make sure you check out as well what they cost and what you get out of that. And then when someone books, they get an automatic email sent with anything that they need to bring. They get sent the form to fill out, all of that, and they automatically get put on the mailing list. And they also get all of the information already that is needed to attend your class, for example, your man training class. So everything is done. You don't need to worry about anything at all. And that's just literally done automatically. It's easy for the consumer, and it's easy for you to run your business. Work boundaries. So lots of times when people are self-employed, they feel like they never get time off. And I think this has something to do not with other people demanding that, but also because you're not setting your boundaries right. And we did have a webinar recently about this as well. So check out that. We get to go a bit more into detail there. But if you work outside your hours, for example, emails are, you're actually doing your emails at random times instead of an allocated time slot, and maybe not in your business hours, not turning off these notifications can lead you feeling like you never get time off. So let's say, people have expectations. So now that we have phones, which are basically little computers, we're always reachable, and people know that. Now, for example, when people say, well, I can't be on Facebook because someone else has messaged me, through my business page, and then they see that I'm online, and then, I'm not answering their message. No, it is 7 p.m. You can have time off. Your business hours are only, maybe 9 to 5 or whatever they are. And everything else, unless it's a super emergency, can wait. And the more you stick to that, the more people will respect those boundaries. And I think it makes you more, in a way, it does make you more respectable as well. So turn off those notifications, or if you're super good, you can just ignore them as well until your business day starts again in your working hours. Work-life balance. What does it really mean to you? And I think this is something that can't be defined as such by anyone but yourself. What is important to you in your work life? What's important for you in your private life? And how are you able to combine both of those? Now, I recently read a post that kind of upset me, really, because someone basically said, and I quote, I don't give a shit about work-life balance. You're a pussy, basically. Sorry if I offend anyone, but this is how it was meant. If you implement a work-life balance. Now, I think this is very harsh to say, and it also implements that people that are having this work-life balance are weak. And I think that is just simply not true. You should not let anyone tell you that having a work-life balance is a weak point. I think the real opposite, because if you do have that, you're even more efficient, number one. Number two, heck, they missed the point. If I can work less and earn the same amount or more money, well, hello, of course I'm going to do that, because I can spend more time training my own dogs. I can spend more time with my family. And that's, that's what's important for me. And for example, so make sure that you define your own work-life balance. And also, I think another thing that you should consider is that you might not be the only person in your life. So there might be your partner, boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, your dogs, and all of that you need to, your kids as well, your grandma, your grandpa, that also want something to do with you, that want to spend time with you, quality time, and they deserve that as well. It's up to you to make that work. You're the only person. There's no one else to be blamed. So make sure that you decide what's important and you follow through with that as well. Also for the other people in your life, and the other animals maybe in your life. So with that, I would like to thank you. I don't think we have, oh yeah, oh, one more. Very true. This is said to me, someone said that to me about 2 years ago. And I really had to think about this quote for a while. And she said, if you can't say no, you can't say yes. And I heard that quote, and it was mind-blowing, because I was like, what does it really mean? If you can't say no to someone or something, no, I can't do that now. No, I don't want to. No, this isn't my priority. Then you're not able to say yes to other things that might be, because you're so busy with the things that aren't important, because you can't say no. That is what I took from that. And I think this is something that you really should think about as well, to make sure you work smarter, not harder. And with that, thank you so much for listening and tuning in. We will be having more webinars for the Thrive Not Survive series, and we will make sure that we will inform you about them soon. Thanks so much. Ciao for now.